Hello students, welcome to ShirtBack Academy. Welcome to the first lesson in our Introduction to Coding course. In this lesson we're going to be using the website code.org, code.org. Once you're there at the code.org webpage, to begin our lesson we're going to click on Learn in the top left corner. Once we click there, on the next page, we're going to click on Learn More in grades K to 5. And for our first lesson, we're going to be doing course B. In our lesson, we're going to be doing Sequencing with Angry Birds. It's going to be lesson number 3. Once we're there, we're going to click on number 1, and we're going to watch our Intro to Code studio video.
Today, we're going to learn to program using a drag-and-drop language called Blockly. Blockly uses colorful instructions called blocks to build programs that you can use to solve puzzles. Under the hood, you're still creating code. Each puzzle you'll solve with the code is split into 4 main parts. On the left is the play area, where your program will run. In the center, you will see the toolbox area that holds all the blocks that you will need for each puzzle. To the right is your workspace, where you will drag blocks to build your program. Finally, above the workspace, you will see the specific instructions for each puzzle. Don't worry if you accidentally drag out a block that you don't need. If you have an extra block, simply drag it back into the toolbox to put it away. After you hit Run, you can always hit the Reset button to get your character back to the start so you can try again.
Okay, let's get ready to code. We're going to click on Continue and move on to Puzzle 2 and begin our programming with Angry Birds. Here in Puzzle 2 we have some instructions. It's telling us to get the bird to the pig, we have to snap the E arrow to the bottom of the When Run block and then press Run. In our puzzles, if we ever need some hints, we can click on the light bulb. Here in our hint, it tells us if the bird isn't getting to the pig, we should make sure that our blocks are fully clicked together. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. We all do, and it's an important part of coding. We're going to learn about that later. It's called debugging. Let's click OK and begin our first puzzle. Here we're going to take our E arrow, E stands for east. We're going to take that arrow pointing to the right and connect it to our When Run. When we see our play area, we see the bird needs to go 1 space to the pig. We're going to click Run and see what happens. Great job. You can see that the program command made our bird move. Let's click Continue and move on to Puzzle 3. Here in Puzzle 3, it's telling us to attach both E blocks to the When Run. Here in the workspace, we're going to click and drag both of the E blocks and connect them to the When Run. When we look at our play space, we see that the Angry Bird needs to go 2 blocks to get to the pig. Let's click Run. We can see the bird goes 1 and 2. Good job, everybody. Let's click on Continue and move on to Puzzle 4. Here in Puzzle 4, our instructions are telling us to grab a N block from the toolbox. We need to add it to the bottom of the other blocks to finish the code. In the workspace, we see 2 E blocks. We need to add the N block that points up to the end of the code. Let's drag our arrow and connect it over. When we trace our path for the bird, we see he needs to go right 2 blocks and up 1 time. Check our code and click Run. Our bird goes right once, twice, he turns and goes up. You're getting the hang of this coding. Let's click Continue and move on to Puzzle 5. Here in Puzzle 5, our instructions are telling us that we have an extra block at the end of the code. We don't need it. We're going to drag it to the toolbox and throw it away. In our code in the workspace, we see a down, left, left, and down. We're going to take the last down arrow and drag it over to the toolbox and throw it away. Now our code is 3 blocks. We go down, left, left. Let's click run and see what happens. We can see by getting rid of that last code block, our bird gets the pig. Let's move on to puzzle 6. Here in puzzle 6, our instructions are telling us to figure out which block we must add to the bottom of the code to get the bird to the pig. Let's trace the path. We can see that our bird can go right 2 times, but then must go down. We're going to drag over a down arrow block and connect it to the end of our code. Let's click run, and our bird gets to the pig. You're doing great. Last puzzle, let's finish strong. Here in puzzle 7, we're going to do this one all by ourselves. Let's take a look at the play space and trace the path for our bird. How many blocks must our bird go? I counted 2. I'm going to drag over 2 left arrow blocks. The W stands for west. I'm going to make sure they're connected and click run. And our bird got the pig. He brought home the bacon. Congratulations, everybody. We finished our first coding lesson. We've completed sequencing with Angry Birds. In our next lesson, we're going to continue with Module 1, sequencing. If you have any questions about this video, find the appropriate time spot in the video and re-watch that section. We thank you for following along, and we're excited to see you in this course. We'll see you in the next lesson. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.